in a short period of time. And, you know, I took the weekend and I took Saturday and Sunday. Okay. I took the weekend and I took the whole entire presentation, Jesus, my interview presentation, and I put it in script format for you guys. Right. And that's what we're going to review here today. Is Jackie, are you taking licensing today, or is it just, is it 100% the JO show?
Well, I take people after they go to your orientation. So I was trying to look at the participants to see if I had anybody that would be with me. Let me check.
100% JO show.
I think we're good. We can leave everybody in here. I think most of the new people have already been with me.
Okay, cool. No worries whatsoever. And so listen, this is what we're gonna do. Let's go in here. Let me share my screen with you guys, and let's get it, man. This is gonna be awesome. This right here has absolutely helped out a ton. You know, shout out to Samantha Lindsay getting out here today and being on a couple of presentations with me, and using this script and being able to rock and roll with 3 or 4 of the slides solo here, right? And so that's incredible. But look, guys, and I'll put this on. I will put this on the Telegram for everybody. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a heavy practice drill rehearse session here today. Okay, and it's going to be mostly just the script, right? And so check this out, right? So literally, I took the whole presentation verbatim and I typed it out, everything for you guys. Isaiah, I know this is like right up your alley, man. I know you're like loving this right here. And so, yeah, man. Yeah, I saw you get excited about it, man. This is going to be fantastic for you. But that's what we're going to do, right? We're going to go through this thing. And I'm pretty sure you guys can see the presentation a little bit on the left side there of the screen. But what we're going to do is we're just going to go through this right here. And it's going to be no pressure to anybody, because all we're going to do is just pretty much just read what's on this screen right here. And you're going to see how simple this is, right? So I'll start it off, and then we're just going to go down in no particular order in the participants list here, just reading a line or two so that you guys can start seeing, and most importantly, feeling yourself in this flow, okay? Now listen, caveat here, okay? This is not the sexy part of the business, okay? I should rephrase that, okay? This is not the entirely sexy part of the business, okay? This is where champions put in the work, okay? Anybody can put in the work when they're feeling good, when they're feeling confident, right? Anybody can put in the work when that's at you know, in front of them. Champions, okay? Champions put in the work when they're tired. Champions put in the work when they don't want to. And this is what it's all about, guys. I promise you, what we do right here is going to translate so much to seeing a massive amount of success as we go through this, as we go through your career here in Primerica, okay? And listen, the only difference between the interview presentation and the kitchen table presentation are two slides. And honestly speaking, right, you get comfortable enough, you're going to be able to rock and roll and be able to probably even see results with life insurance and investments using this one script, the interview presentation, okay? The only difference is adding the rule of 72 and the income protection slide. So I'm trying to make this as big as possible for everybody here, okay? But this is how you want to practice, okay? If you got an Apple, if you got an iPad, if you got some kind of device where you can split the screen, I would recommend you do something like this. And here's the beautiful part about this, y'all. The absolute beautiful part about this, Ray, Alex, you know, Christopher, Dean, most of the time, okay, we're doing appointments on Zoom anyways, okay? So literally, when you guys are on appointments, you don't have to fear like, man, I got to memorize everything right off the bat at the moment, okay? All you got to do is just print something like this out, Yaniel, right? Print this out, have it on a device behind the actual camera screen that you're using, and you can literally read the entire script, okay? The people that are on Zoom, Frank, they're not going to know the difference. Okay, the point of this is to read through it now when everybody's on here. We all know that it's a script, but the idea is getting to the point where we're comfortable enough to be able to still read through this while we're on presentations, but not sound like we are reading. Does that make sense? Okay, and so that's the idea here. So listen, very simply put, I'll start it off and we'll pass it down the list here. Okay. Absolutely, Brandy. I'll put it on the Telegram app for you. And as a matter of fact, I'll do two things. I'll put it on the Telegram. I'll put this script on the Telegram app, and I will also put the updated presentation on there for you guys so that you can upload it, put it to PowerPoint, to Keynote, however way you want to use it. Delete all the other presentation that you have. And we're going to be using this one right here, which is good. We just kind of cleaned it up a little bit. Okay. So listen, we're going to go through this thing. I'm gonna sit down with a client. I get to know them. We're just going bare bones minimums on the presentation here, right? So the first question we ask is, have you ever heard of Primerica? No? Okay, great. So here's a little bit about who we are. Okay, and as we go through this, y'all, I want y'all to see and recognize how I make the transitions from one slide to the next. I put them in the script so that you can see where the transition comes from. And usually when where it says transition, you should be saying that phrase as you're moving from one slide to the next. Okay, as you're moving from one slide to the next. Okay, so have you heard of Primerica? Literally, it sounds like this. Have you ever heard of Primerica? No, I've never heard of them before. Okay, well, this is a little bit about who we are. Okay, we're the largest financial services organization in North America. We're also listed on the New York Stock Exchange under the call letters or ticker letters PRI. We've been in business since 1977. Okay, we serve more than 7 million clients, of which 5 million of them are lives insured and 2 million of them are investment clients. And Forbes magazine named us one of America's top 50 most trustworthy financial companies to work for, be a part of, do business with. Very simple, y'all. No adding anything extra. Okay, bare bones. Listen, I would encourage you guys to memorize and get through this point first, where you can get through the bullet points and then start adding extra stuff later on down the road. So look, next slide. Right, next slide. Let's go with Abdiel. Abdiel, next slide. Abdiel, are you there? Is Abdiel there? Oh, there you go. Are you able to mute?
Next slide. So in 2022 Investor Business Daily named Primerica the #1 most trustworthy life insurance company and #3 most trustworthy financial company. And the most impressive thing is that we've done all this without any need of like radio, TV, or radio advertisement. Everything has been done through word of mouth and mouth advertisement. And then that's the reason why most people have never heard of Primerica. Look at all the strategic partners that we have. There you go.
You see that? You see that, y'all? You see how, as Abdiel was saying, that's the reason why most people never heard of Primerica. We were transitioning from one slide to the next. Okay, right? And so now that we get on this one right here, let's go with Jorge Mercado. Jorge, let's go. Oh, you're muted. You're muted. I know you were killing it just now. You were killing it.
Do you recognize one of these companies?
Yeah, I recognize it. I recognize a couple of these.
Which one?
Yeah, so I know Fidelity, I've heard of Lincoln, I've heard of Voya, and I've heard of Rocket before.
The power for working with Primerica is that we also work with Fidelity, Voya, and Lincoln. And only if we work with that company, I only be able to offer you the product that they offer. But because I work with Primerica and figure out which of these companies have the best product for the clients, a specific situation, and that gives us a competitive advantage that now other company has, that we are dominate the industry.
Daggone. Right. Even with English as a second language, you sounded amazing. All right, keep going.
We're like the Amazon of financial services. So we got Amazon to work what these days?
Anything, everything.
Anything, everything, right? The same thing here with the financial services product we offer. It's thing to having your life insurance with one company and 401k with another, annuities, managed account, mutual funds, legal protection, out-of-home policies, senior health, and now mortgage. We're the only company that does everything for all in one. as great as it is, there's a reason why we fell in love with the company and why I have so much success, because it's our mission.
Beautiful. Good job. Tessie, let's go. Your turn. Tessie Cabrera. Tessie Cabrera.
Okay, I was muted. Okay.
So you're right here on transition, right? We're finished. We're on the next slide. This is where it's at right there.
Okay. So our mission is to help families earn more income, become properly protected, debt-free, and financially independent. All we do is educate families with a simple presentation. The secret is that the presentation is educational, not salesy.
Salesy.
Salesy. The last thing people need is a goofy sales pitch. What they need are facts and a strategy.
Perfect.
So all we do is give a simple presentation and gather some simple information that we plug into our state-of-the-art software, which creates a financial needs analysis. The analysis gives tables, charts, and graphs to a financial GPS, which takes our clients from where they are now to where they want to be financially in the future. Any questions so far?
No, you're explaining everything really good. That's awesome.
Transition.
So read that transition right there.
Okay, great. Okay, so instead of going over all our concepts and strategies here right now, what
I will do.
What I will do is show you what we actually do for clients, and then I'll show you what you would make doing something like this. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds great. Boom. That was perfect, Tessie, right?
Thank
Really
you.
good. Really good. Okay. Now we got let's see here. Tessie. Let's go with Dino, Dean Sewer.
Jason, Jackie,
Yes,
this
sir.
is how we help families. John and Mary are actual clients. We just changed their names for privacy purposes. Both of them are 35 years old. For Primerica, they had insurance, but they had the wrong type. These types of policies are known as cash value policies. In this example, there was $100,000 of coverage on John, $100,000 of coverage on Mary, and they were paying $225 a month. And then the cash value would accumulate at age 65 to $76,000. There are three things wrong with this, Jason, all right, with this equation. What would you say number one is?
I would say that the payment seems pretty high. 225 seems pretty high.
Yeah, that's a great guess, Jason. Number one is that they are paying way too much for this insurance. Number two is that they're not covered long enough. And number three, they can't retire at age 65 with only $76,000. Would you agree?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Awesome. Awesome. So what we did is we gathered some info. We plugged it into our software. And with all of the strategic partners we have, the software came up with this strategy. We were able to put $250,000 of coverage on John and $250,000 of coverage on Mary. We did this in a 30-year level term policy that only cost $80 a month. So obviously you can see that this is way cheaper, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So just like that, we saved them $145 a month to invest. Now, if you knew somebody that was on this side A, Jason, and you showed them how to get to side B, do you think it would take them a long time to move from one side to the other?
Not at all.
No, agreed. Not at all. We call this a lie down. It's more coverage for less money, and people will do it all day, every day. So, Jason, also, they had savings, $20,000 in an IRA at their bank, earning 1.5% interest, which is really low and slow. And they were adding $105 a month. If they did that from age 35 until age 65, they would accumulate another $79,000. Still, Jason, let me ask you, at age 65, can you retire on $79,000?
No, sir. Maybe for a year.
Right, of course. But what we did with our licenses, we transferred the $20,000 into a mutual fund. And then look how smart this is. We took the $105 that they were already contributing every month and added the $145 we saved from the cash value policy. So now they can save $250 a month using the same money. If all they got was a 6% rate of return, they would end up with over $372,000. And if they got 9% rate of return, they would end up with over $755,000 in the same time frame using the same money. Now, Jason, would you agree that this is huge?
Absolutely.
Right? If this was you and I showed you how to transfer your money from one side to the other, would it take you a long time to make that decision?
No, no way, not at all.
No, right? And that's what every client says when we show them how to move from one side to the other. If you showed the A and B example to 10 families, Jason, how many of them would switch from A to B?
I would say the majority of them, pretty much all of them.
Probably, right? Almost all 10, right? So you can see how it's literally impossible for you to fail doing this line of work. Agreed?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Awesome. So if we had the training and the licensing system in place and could teach you how to move clients from one side to the other, and it was like impossible for you to fail, do you see any logical reason why you wouldn't at least try this out on a part-time basis?
Not at all.
Awesome.
Dude, that was fantastic, Dean. Really, really good, right? And then what you do is as you're saying that, you move into right here, part-time. Okay. Very good. Like literally, y'all, this is exactly what I say. Most of the people that are on this call as it is, they've heard me go through the presentation. They've heard me do the same exact things. Okay. And so literally this is the same thing, right? So great job, Dean. Let's go over here. Let's go to Sam. Samantha, let's go.
All right, so if you did an analysis for 10 families, our closing ratio in the office is 7 out of 10. But we also love worst case scenario. Even our worst agent can still close 4 clients a month. That's an average of 1 a week. All 4 clients won't do everything, but they will all do something. All 4 did life insurance because everyone needs to be properly protected. 2 of them did IRA rollovers and 3 did client solutions, which is like wills, auto, and home policies, Vivint, or even mortgages. If you helped out 4 clients, our company would pay you $3,700. Even if you did almost half of that, you still earn $2,000. So if you could potentially earn $20,000 to $40,000 a year part-time without jeopardizing your job, would that be something that interests you?
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Sorry,
Most people
Sam.
start
I'm right
out.
here.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Most
my
people
bad.
start out with us part-time because they already have other jobs. But people that truly follow our system in 4, 5, 6 months, they start making more money with us than part-time, than what their full-time job or other jobs, and make a smooth transition to start working with us full-time. Our system's designed to develop part-time candidates into full-time regional vice presidents. As a regional vice president, you have 2 jobs. Job number 1 is to keep helping those same families personally. Because you are the regional vice president now, you get paid the broker compensation, which is closer to $8,000 instead of $3,700. That's almost $100,000 a year income on your own pen. And job number 2 is to train and manage a team that helps out an average of 10 clients combined. At your job currently, have you ever had to train someone?
Yeah.
Did you ever get paid extra?
So right there, right? You want to pause, right? You're asking me those questions, right? So at my job, I've ever had to train somebody. Yes, I've had to train somebody, Sam.
Did you ever get paid extra for it?
No, I wish.
Do you feel like you should have?
Definitely.
That would never happen with us. The way our company looks at it is if it wasn't for you, this team wouldn't be here and they wouldn't have been trained and those 10 clients wouldn't have been helped. So is it fair your agents need to get paid because they did the work? But you need to get paid too because it wasn't for you, nothing would have ever happened. So we pay you a training commission called an override, and we pay you $6,600 on top of your $7,700, and we also pay you a bonus monthly to pay for the lease and rent of an office of wherever you'd like to open one.
Read that last one for me.
All right. Total cash for the month is $17,000.
Perfect. Awesome. Awesome, Samantha. Let's go with, I've seen this name. Well, I guess you got to have, let's go with blank screen, right? So let's go with, let me see here. Who else we got? I was going to say, let's go with Brandy Stroud. She's been killing it on the group me setting up appointments. Brandy, you ready? You want to rock and roll with this thing?
I suppose I will.
Yeah, I love it. Let's go. So you are right here on this transition, right at the top. If there's something you could, that transition right there.
So Jason, if this is something you could see yourself doing, you're going to need some license, and this is how you get started. The first license you will get is the state license, state life insurance license. That's about $635. The next license you would get is a federal license called a Series 6, and that's approximately $750. Total licensing fee is about $1,400. Because we are expanding at a rapid pace, our company is in the position to sponsor and pay for your license. We will pay for your books and education, and the class is not a whole semester. On average, it's only 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
Because we will sponsor you, the only thing we ask is that you put down a small deposit. I love this word deposit because if you meet the requirements at the beginning, after what happens to your deposit?
You get it back.
Exactly. You get it back. Your deposit is not $1,400. It's nothing really. It's only $124. $99 is for your background check. It goes to your state Department of Financial Services for your background check. We deal with large sums of money and other people money, so we need to make sure our candidates are legit. And $25 is for your Primerica online, which gives you everything you need to be a moral, ethical, legal financial advisor. All the resources you'll need to pass the exam the first time, and access to the virtual office, which will allow you to conduct business from anywhere with reliable internet service. Ugh. Sorry, it's just so small. I'm doing my best.
You're doing awesome.
Total is $124. When you get licensed and complete the training within 30 to 45 days, our company will reimburse you a bonus of typically $600 for doing exactly what you need to do anyways, which is get you licensed and get trained. And that is uncapped also. You can make more than $600.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much everything for the time being. Any questions?
No, I mean, I think you explained that absolutely perfectly. That was awesome, Brandy. Brandy, I know you've been scheduling a bunch of appointments and stuff like that. Just out of curiosity, have you gotten to the point where you've been able to do a whole presentation like this before?
All the time. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. I could definitely tell you're doing awesome. That's really good. Really good.
I've been making it to like the 15-minute mark now because I'm getting so fast with it, with also asking like extra questions just to
Perfect.
have personal as well.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. Way to go, lady. You're doing awesome. Way to go.
Thanks.
Way to go. Okay. So let's go with the closer over here. Let's go with the closer. Who we got? Let's see who's got their screen blanked real quick. Who wants it? Let's go with shoot, man. I don't know. Look at all you guys turning your screens off. Look at y'all. I'm just messing with y'all. Y'all ain't turning them off. Let's go. Hey, let's go with Isaiah. I want to go with Isaiah, the closer. Let's go, Isaiah.
All right, let's go. All right, let's
Close me out.
All right, so if this is something you could see yourself doing and $124 doesn't put you in a financial bind and you're serious, would you like to work with me and our company?
Yeah, I would like to work with you and your company. Absolutely.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. All right. I would like to work with you too. So here are the next steps. All right. So we're going to take 2 minutes and fill out a simple application that asks some qualifying background questions and submit it with the $124. We can take Visa, MasterCard, or routing and account number. Then we will schedule you for an orientation either tomorrow or the next day. We need about an hour and a half. And so during this orientation, we will get you registered for the next licensing class. And then most importantly, we will figure out how your schedule is currently with family, work, etc., and how we will work Primerica to fit in your schedule, not the other way around. Sound good?
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds awesome.
Great, great, great. As I'm getting the application set up, grab whatever info you'll be using for the 124.
Okay. And then
All
you
right.
see right there, and then you see right there, right? It's all in parentheses, right? At this point right here, okay, y'all, you guys want to have like an attitude of assuming that they're going to move forward with you. Okay, they've gone through all the filters at the throughout the presentation. Alex, you built yes momentum. You're asking questions. Okay, you're nodding your head as you're going through. They're nodding with you, right? Alan, at the end, if you're getting to the point where they're saying yes, yes, they're agreeing with you most of the time, it's going to be very, very difficult for them at the end to all of a sudden say, no, I don't want to do anything, because it's foreign to them at that point, right? Which is another great reason why I've incorporated some good questions in here that yield to yes answers, okay? It's building yes momentum. But the idea is once they've said, yes, I want to work with you, 124 is not an issue, I'm serious about it. At that point right there, y'all, don't be fearful and don't be hesitant of just going through the transaction. Okay, ask for the sales. Yeah, so often and early in my career, I was going through these things and people would tell me, yes, I'm interested. And I would continue to like, kind of dig to see if they're still interested, right? They've gone through all the process. They are. Let's just go and get over the hump, right? Literally, as they're doing something like that, they say, yes, I want to do, hey, do me a favor. Grab whatever information you're going to be using for the 124 while I'm getting this thing set up, right? And as I'm saying that, I'm literally logging into the app, I'm going through the process, and they're ready to rock and roll by the time I get there. Okay. Now, key point right here is we want to make sure that we do a couple of things. Make sure we fill out the application. Okay. We want to make sure that at the end, we are getting rep ID numbers. Okay. And if we're in a position where we're going to be recruiting, hiring, we want to make sure, like, hey, for our own team, make sure that you get rep IDs for every single person that I'm responsible for recruiting, whether they are direct to me or in a downlines that I recruit for them. I'm jotting their name down. I'm writing their solution number so that it makes the process seamlessly while I'm going into registering them for licensing class. The applications are so simple, okay? They're so user-friendly, Jessica, that as you're submitting, you're submitting the app, it prompts you to the next step. You're saying, hey, would you like to get them registered for the class? Jackie, you being the licensing coordinator, just want to get a feedback from you. You being the licensing coordinator, do you prefer, talk to the team, do you prefer them register them immediately from the application for class, or do you prefer you doing and reaching out to them? I know the answer to this, but I want you to kind of talk with them about it.
Yeah, definitely registering them right away, right from the app. I mean, there's a reason why it takes you into that, and it's just part of the presentation. You're going right into the class, you're telling them, what it takes in their state to get licensed, and it'll pull up right there based on their zip code, the next class closest to them. And it's, hey, the next class in your area is this day and this day. Does that work for you? And you just, like Jason said earlier, assumption, right? You're just taking them right in, because you got to remember, we have to guide people, guys, to make the right decisions to be successful here, and we have to do it right away. There's a very small window. So taking them into that class and getting them registered is like the first step, because the license is the most important thing for them to make money, right?
Yep. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate that. And then look, guys, at the end of the day, take ownership. At the end of the day, look, y'all are not, I want y'all to get something very, very clear, okay? You guys don't work in Jason's business, okay? You don't work in Eric's business. You're not working in Bryn or Jackie's business. You're not working in Melinda's or Misha's business or Isaiah's business. You guys, at the end of the day, you guys, believe it or not, and I want you guys to start internalizing this, you guys are building your own business, Okay. And so you should have that mentality right from the get-go that you are building and having ownership of your own business. Okay. I think the greatest thing about our organization is that we teach people ownership right from the get-go. At most jobs, you got to be there for years and years and years. And if not years and years and years, Jessica, you probably got to marry the son or the daughter of the owner. And that's usually not the case. Okay. So listen, guys, let's take ownership in that right off the bat and start owning, right? The business that you guys are generating right from the get-go. I promise you guys, you're going to take a much different approach to your business if you have that in your mind right off the bat. This is my business. I'm building this for me and my family. I'm building this to have legacy, right? That is, you take a much different approach, right? Right or right? Am I right or am I wrong when you deal with business from a person who is an employee versus somebody who is a business owner? You're going to get a lot different service from somebody who's a business owner versus somebody who just works there 9 to 5. Don't try to call me on the weekend, right? But you talk to a business owner, their doors are open 24/7, 25/8 is what they're open. Okay. They're literally open at any times, right? Holidays, weekends, they're even more open because that's when everybody's off. They understand that, man, I'm definitely going to be able to close business and have opportunities to close when other employees are off of their jobs. Okay. And so that is a big, big thing, right? Just that edge right there is going to help you out mentally when it comes to any kind of competition along the way, y'all. Okay. And then most importantly, log them in for the app and get them scheduled for orientation. Right off the bat, you don't have to worry about, man, I'm going to be doing orientation. You don't have to worry about that. You just get it set up and your trainer, whether it's Melinda, Misha, Abdiel, myself, Eric, right? We will make sure that one of us are available to help out with the orientations. Okay. And then worst case scenario, we'll get them on Tuesday night training. But ideally, we want to make sure that we're doing a one-on-one with them to get them going right off the bat. Okay. But the most important thing about this orientation, guys, about this script is just giving you guys a peace of mind and giving you guys the confidence to go after it and just try it out. Okay. The Zoom world is so beautiful because listen, even if I were to struggle on a Zoom, okay, Alex, if I'm giving a presentation and I find myself fumbling, okay, like in 2020 when COVID started happening, and we started moving into the Zoom world, okay, there were times where, man, I was like, man, I'm trying to figure this thing out. I would get fumbled on the scripts and things like that, and I would struggle to give the presentation some of the time. What would happen is anytime that I would struggle, I would feel nervous. I'd feel myself kind of messing the presentation up. Listen, here's the secret, guys, that nobody is going to fault you for. If you ever get to the point where you're like, man, I'm struggling, I'm messing this thing up. Listen, in Zoom world, just end the call real quick. Just end the call real quick. Say your internet got jacked up and just log right back in. Gather yourself, log right back in and finish it off. Okay. It's not like you're meeting with them in person. Okay. And the goal is, as you go through that, not to be fumbling and be logging off every appointment. The idea is as you go through that, right, to not have to be able to be in a position to do something like that. Am I making any sense here? Okay. Right. And so that's the coolest thing. There are many times where I would be on a phone call or something like that before Zoom, I would mess it up. And I'd be like, man, I am talking. I'm having word vomit here. I'm just talking so much. Let me go ahead and just, you can't hit, boom, end the call. Oh man, I lost cover. I gathered myself. I'd hop back on the call. Man, I'm so sorry. I went through a tunnel. We lost coverage, whatever the case is, and go right back into what it is that we were doing, y'all. You got to be creative when it comes down to something like this. But at the end of the day, y'all, the idea is just getting comfortable with this and having fun with it. Okay. I promise you all, at any job that you guys have ever had leading up to this point, you guys probably didn't know how to do everything right off the bat. Okay. Alex, I hear about you and I hear you are a badass salesman where you're at right now. Okay. You probably had the intangibles of being a great closer, of being a great salesman. But at that specific position, when you started, you probably didn't know how to do everything. Am I right? Just nod your head. You just not, I can see you, right? Probably didn't know how to do everything, but you had a trainer and you probably had resources like a script or practice scenarios where you were able to shore up any shortfalls that you had, practice those, and get better. Okay, it's the same thing with this right here, y'all. Most people are not going to, most people don't like to be bad at something. Okay, right? And that's the reason why most people don't stick with things that long. Okay, if you guys understand that and know that, hey, look, in order to get good, we got to be bad. In order to be great, we got to be good. You will just continue to progress as we go through these things. But listen, it's one thing to get on a script like, get on a training like this, and one time out of the week, read and practice here. It's another thing entirely that when we're done with the training, that you're pulling this up and you're reading it in your own time. Okay, I could tell in any organization, I could tell the amount of people that are practicing and they're getting better because they do it when nobody's watching. They get recognized in public for what they practice in silence. Oh, golly, that was good. Okay, you got, if you want to get recognized and get good in public, okay, you got to practice when nobody is watching. All right, y'all. And so, Brandy, I know you had a question there. Go ahead. What's your question?
So I haven't had this objection a lot, but like I was doing an IVA, I was setting one up. I was in the middle of setting one up, but then I had to ask for a social, and he's like, I don't want to do that. How do I overcome that to like comfort them?
Yeah, perfect. So usually I beat the objection before it even comes about, right? So when I get to the screen, I share the screen first and foremost. So they see me asking, they see me going through the application. But when I get to the point where it says Social Security, I say, hey, for background purposes, I would write this down if you get a chance, right? I would say, hey, for background purposes, I need your social. And it's all asterisk protected for privacy purposes. That's literally all I have to say. And then I type in like a couple of numbers so they can see that it'll show up as an asterisk. Okay. Usually that tends to happen when you're doing an application over the phone, or which you shouldn't be doing anyways, right? Because you're not building any kind of rapport. They can't see what kind of thing is actually being done. I mean, if you're doing it over the phone, first of all, that should not be done. And second of all, they, in their mind, they're probably just thinking this guy is probably just writing down my number on a piece of paper, nothing like that, right? Just going into it, showing them the actual application. So, hey, look, for background purposes, we do a large sums of money. We just got to make sure all our people are legit. What's your social for background purposes? And by the way, it's all asterisk protected for privacy. Look, there's numbers right there. It's all asterisk. I couldn't even look at it if I tried. Okay. And so that'll help out definitely. But what'll also help out as well is building that rapport throughout the presentation, right? Being a likable person, all right, making sure that when you're on appointments that you're dressed up, right, respectively. Like if you're on a Zoom, you don't have to have like the full get up, right? But at least like a nice top, right? A nice top so that they see, hey man, this person is reputable, is respectable, right? They understand what it is that they're doing, and they're very professional at the end of the day. Okay. And so that's the idea there. What was the comment that Melinda left? I meant, even if I even mentioned I received a tax line for tax purposes. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. That's a great question. Great objection right there, Brandy. Any other questions, concerns, anything like that at all? Okay. Awesome. And so what I'll do, y'all, is I'll put this script on like I said, on the Telegram. I'll put the updated presentation on there. If you guys would like one-on-one sessions for practices, don't hesitate to reach out either, man. We're here to like literally help you guys out. Like Eric and myself, Jackie, Bryn, most of the trainers here, all of the trainers here, we're not old people, you know? We still got energy. We're still hungry. We're still motivated. We're doing some amazing things, not only in the state of Florida, but across the nation. And as amazing as that is, man, it's time to turn up, right? It's time to turn up. It's time to kick it up a notch. What we've done, y'all, is great for the state of Florida. It's great for the state of Florida. Okay. But, without a vision, the people perish, right? If we don't have a vision that's big enough for everybody to fit in, what are we doing in the first place, right? As exciting as it is to be top in the state of Florida, what's even more exciting is to be top in the Southwest. It's to be top office in the nation. And we understand that where we're at right now, as good as it is, right, it could be even better. And we know that it's going to get better because of the quality of people that we're bringing on. And on top of that, the system that we have in place. Okay. But it doesn't make a damn difference if we don't practice. If we don't practice, right? Our coach would always tell us, man, right, Eric, when we played football in college, our coach made it a goal to make our practices as hard as he could. Like literally people passing out on a daily basis, people struggling to get through practice. And he did that on purpose. And I never understood in my first couple of years in college. I'm like, damn, why is he pushing us so hard? It's his practice. It's not even the real game. And then I finally understood it when we started getting to game time. You know what happened, Isaiah? When we get to game time, because we practiced so hard throughout the week, when game time came around, game time was fun because we were well conditioned. We knew what to expect. We knew tendencies. We knew what the other team was going to run, right? We knew if they moved from one thing to another, we knew how to overcome that. That's the reason why it translates so well into this business, y'all. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Okay. And Frank, I'm telling you, with the skill set that most all of you guys have on this call right here, if you guys just tweak that mental mindset just a little bit, man, the sky is the absolute limit for every single one of you guys. Okay. And I'm so excited. What we did last month, over 30 recruits, 30,000 of premium in the base shop, man, that's fantastic. We got like 5-6 people that are on the cusp of their promotion, of district leader promotion. We even got a division leader promotion coming up this month as well. So like, man, we have promotions in motion. There is excitement all across the board. Let's continue. Let's continue this wave of momentum. We should be riding this thing like we don't have anything at all. Okay. 30 by 30 is what we did last month. The goal for this month is 50 by 50,000. And it's totally possible because listen, if we only did 30 by 30, if each one of us just did 1 or 2 more than what we did the last month, we're doubling our numbers all day long. It's not out of the question for us to even be able to expecting us to be doing 60 by 60,000. Okay. For people on this call to be doing double-digit recruiting the first month with us, right? I'm so freaking excited for Kaylee, for Shelby, right? Doing some amazing things, right? Jessica, once we get you rocking and rolling, I know you're going to be a beast too, just seeing how you operate and also with Frank and Alex, man. And I don't want to leave anybody else out there, but man, I mean, I'm telling you, y'all, I may be biased with this team, but I am absolutely 100% sold out on this squad right here. Right. And let's go after this thing, man. So with that being said, Eric, I'll pass it over to you to close us out. I'll put this on the chat for everybody. And let's get to practicing, y'all. Let's go crush this month. Go ahead, A.
All right, man. I love it. I love it, man. That was awesome training, guys. Man, let's make sure, like Jason said, practice what we've learned today. I love the fact that Jessica gets on. It's like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, coach. Put me in the game. Man, but everyone, hey, listen, tonight, man, just rehearse it, man. Just take literally 5 to 10 minutes, go over that script. You don't even have to do the presentation. Just read the script. And then when you go through it with the presentation, it makes so much more sense. All right. So make it your own. Let's go out there and dominate. All right. So a big week this week. Make sure that if you're available tomorrow during boot camp, to get on 9:30 to 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. I believe Jason and myself are conducting it tomorrow. So it's gonna be a good one. All right. So let's get better today. Let's make sure we finish off this month strong. All right, guys. Love you guys. Y'all know who we are. We are
Aviators.
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 Ooh, let's go.
Nice.
Eric, don't end the
Go.
call.
Thank you, Jason.
Awesome, Jason. Don't
My
end the call,
pleasure,
Eric.
guys. Let's go do it.
Or Jason, don't end the call.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Don't kick us out.
End it.
Uh,
No, Melinda, you're not going nowhere. I need you here.
you should get the license or something like that.
All right. I know some people are logging off. If you're division or above, stay on. I know I talked to most of you guys today about the licensing we're gonna do. The licensing that we're gonna do. Hold on. Oh, sorry. Someone's texting me. They're like, was I supposed to log out? Okay. All right. Who we got here? I got Dean, Abdiel, Melinda, Valerie, Katie. I still got people on. Matt V. Some people probably are on because they just came on training and then they weren't paying attention. And now they're just still on the meeting. That's how I know. That's how I know who doesn't pay attention in training.
Jason, you can hang up
There's
on them.
one.
Just let them take them off.
What, Monica?
You could hang up the call on them, like take them off the call.
Okay, babe, just any division or above, just leave the divisions and aboves on. Yeah, who am I missing? I got Monica. You know, Johnny said he's gonna be a little late. I got Dean, I got Melinda. Was Misha on?
Yeah, Misha was on.
All right. All right, guys. So thank you guys for staying on. So like I was telling you guys earlier, oh, Monica, your house is beautiful.
Isn't it like
Holding down the fort.
Yes.
But yeah, guys, so what I wanted to do every Tuesday is after this is, it won't be a long call, and it'll be a lot quicker once we get the hang of it. But you know, I realized that I do accountability every week with the home office. And you know, Alejandro and Luis said it the other day. I don't know if you're on the boot camp when they put their schedule up, but they do a licensing meeting every week with their team. And I was like, man, you know, that's what we're missing. You know I talk to you guys here and there every week, but if we could just get on the same page once a week and do an accountability call, just like I do accountability to the home office, and you know, that's what's gonna make us grow. So this isn't a micromanaging type meeting. This is just, I wanna help you guys. And even if you don't, and this is for divisions and above, even if you don't have any recruits in the licensing process right now, I still want you to stay on every week, because you know, you're going to learn when you're on here. And I want you to get in the habit of, you know, just showing up, because that's what, you know, is going to make us grow. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. Hold on. I am on my iPad and I'm never, okay. Can you guys see my screen? Hold
No.
on. I don't think
No.
No, we can't.
Hold on. Share content. Screen. All right, it's coming. Here it goes. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm a little I feel like retarded when it comes to this part. All right. Apple. Hope it saved my new password. I had to create. All right. Oh, come on. Sorry.
Coach Jason, I have a quick question for you here.
Update
Coach
password.
Jason, I have a question.
Yeah. Oh, what's up, man?
Have you ever had somebody, of course, like a no-show, had one of those today, and then you called them, and then it went directly to voicemail, do you call them back from another phone?
Oh yeah, I've done that before. No problem.
Okay. Gotcha.
Mhm.
I was just wondering. Okay.
Yeah,
Jason's
but I
done
won't
many
do it.
things
I won't do
quickly.
it forever.
Yeah.
Don't do it forever. Got it.
Go ahead, Jackie. Sorry about that.
All right, can you guys see my screen now?
Yep.
All right,
Yes.
cool. All right, guys. So I do everything through Recruit Tracker. Okay. And this is literally what I look at every single day. And this is how I keep track of everybody. And couple things, just want to say before I get started. So one, like we talked about earlier, right from the app, guys, we gotta register people for class. If we can't for some reason, like if they really, really have to go, it doesn't take that long. But if they have to go, get them at the orientation, which should be the next day or no more than 2 days later, right? So we gotta do that. And then the second thing is very, very, very important. And this has to do with online licensing. I can't see babe, how do I see everybody? Gallery. I know. Oh, lovely. There's everybody. All right. Okay. So very, very important, guys. So the home office called us Friday at our office, the director of licensing, basically, and they're really cracking down on people that are doing You Can Pass. And what they want to make sure of is that they're actually on there, going through the information, not looking up the answers. So what happened is, and I know we had Yune on here last week and she was talking about flying through the class, and flying through the class was just great, but they have flagged now many, many RVPs all over the place. We got an Excel sheet with people that are flying through the course. They are not staying in study by topic long. They are taking like 2 days to do this thing. They get really high scores on the simulator. So it flagged, ExamFX flagged everybody. And now they are not giving those people credit, which is crazy. Luckily, our base shop only had 8 people and we got them the message early, okay? So with You Can Pass, here's the thing. It should not take them more than a week to get through You Can Pass, right? And the thing with You Can Pass is you got to tell them, and this, I was talking to Melinda and I talked to a few guys about this the other day. If they're online, the message to them should be, listen, you got to do a chapter a day. You should be done by this week with everything. Do a chapter, if they start tomorrow, do chapter 1. After you're done, call me so we can debrief about it. So if you have any questions, I can answer you and then we can move on. If I don't hear from them the next day, I'm hitting them up the day after, like, hey, I didn't hear from you yesterday. Did you complete chapter 1? It is a little bit of a babysitting game, guys, but we got to hold people accountable, especially when they're online. They got to be getting through this thing quick. 2 weeks online, 3 weeks online, it should not happen. Now they're forgetting the information that they learned, like a week or two ago. So they got to be done within a week, and it takes you staying on top of them. So with our direct people, that's my job. You guys as leaders, you got to start doing that with your people, because we're not going to grow if I'm the one following up with everybody all the time. We all have to work as a team, right? So we have to duplicate ourselves. The more leaders we get on here, they're going to get on here. We're going to tell them the same thing, right? And if we get in that habit and we have that culture of like 1 week, You Can Pass, it's done. People only know what you tell them, right? Like when you start a job, they tell you what they expect and that's all you know. We got to tell people what we expect, right? Because we want them to succeed, and online has to be done ASAP within a week. So let me go back to sharing my screen now. All right. Safari. All right. Can you guys see Recruit Tracker? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Does anybody have questions about the You Can Pass thing? So here's the thing. What they said, they will get credit if they spend at least an hour in each study by topic. And if they're on there for 5 hours outside of the simulator, right? That's reasonable and that's typical, right? It should only take people like an hour. There's 6 chapters. It takes you, maybe an hour on each one, and then you're doing the simulator. So you're on there for like 6-7 hours. They're learning, they're getting information. With the Zoom classes for Florida and every state, I always check if someone's online, even if they're not online, what Zoom classes they have in their state. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys where I go do that. Right. And you may know this already, but I'm going back to the basics here. So get your life license, and I'm going to their state. I'll just pick Florida. And then life exam resources, review sessions, live exam reviews right here. Now, Florida's different, right? We're lucky because we have them Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Some states don't do this, but any state you choose, if we have someone in Georgia, let's just say, they do reviews, right? So you should always be cognizant of whatever state your people are in, what they have as far as resources go. Like I had hit up all our people that are taking the test within the next couple of days, and I told them, hey guys, tonight, I know we have training, but I want you on the live review they do tonight at 7 o'clock. Because to me, that's more important if they're testing in the next couple of days to be on that, right? But I know that because I know in every state what's happening, right? Even if there's just drop-in study halls, those are still great. But make sure they register for this stuff. And, you know, you can send them, like I have sent a few of you the file for Florida, May and June that has the links. It's not even Florida, it's for every state for the live reviews they do. If you need that, text me when we get off, I'll send it to you. I save it in my phone as a file and I just text it to them right from the document. They can click on the Zoom link. So they can click on it right from there. And I tell them, hey, put a alert on your phone tonight, alarm, and get on that. And the next day I'm calling them, hey, how was it last night? Because I want to make sure they were on, right? And the reason I know is because of my recruit tracker. So this is how you guys are going to stay organized. We're human, guys. We got a lot going on. We're spinning a lot of plates. If you don't make notes in recruit tracker, you are not going to get people through the pipeline. And the notes are not, I mean, they're for me. Yeah, I love reading them and seeing what's happening. That's how I stay up to date, but they're for you. So I have my custom report. You can create your own custom report, or you can use the default reports, anything. The field training bonus tracker, amazing. That's how you know people are getting field training bonuses, right? But whenever I come here, I'm always looking at how many days in are they? Did they download the app? Yes. And are they registered for class? Like these two people completed, obviously, but like Tessa, not registered yet, right? Addison, she's online. You know, and if they're not registered, there needs to be a note in here. And how you make notes is you click on this little notepad and you just start writing, and I'll see that. And that's very helpful for me, because on Thursdays when I do my accountability with the home office and they're asking me, why is this person registered? And I don't know, I'm getting like, you know, I'm letting people down, you know what I mean? So that's how we're gonna, you know, keep track of this stuff, guys. So make sure you're going in there, getting them registered. If they're not, at least I could see why, and then I don't have to call you guys and say, hey, what's going on with so-and-so? Why aren't they registered? Yada, yada. Now, if someone's class is like 3 weeks out or something, get them online. They should be done by then. You know, let's not delay people's process of getting this license, because unless it's somebody that's like, I cannot do an online class. I'm horrible with online. I'm horrible with computers. I need to be in a classroom. Okay, that's fine. But if it's far out, let's just get them online. Okay. Now I do prefer in person. So if it's like in a week or two, week and a half, whatever, go to class, but use your judgment. You guys know. Now, obviously what's going to drive people, guys, is the bonus. If they have a bonus waiting for them, they're going to get this license. That's the carrot to dangle in front of them. Because, you know, if I'm calling like, who was it? Shelby, she just got licensed, right? She has a $450 bonus. I'm going to be like, if she's failed twice, Shelby, we got to get this. You got a $450 bonus waiting for you. But if they have nothing, there's really nothing to dangle in front of them. So we got to get these people out in the field ASAP. Then they have fear of loss, guys. If they got people on their team, and that's how I was driving some of these people, because Shelby had somebody that finished the class and she hadn't even finished yet. And he had his test scheduled. And I was like, Shelby, so-and-so has their test scheduled, you know, let's get your test scheduled, right? And that's going to drive Shelby, because she doesn't want somebody else on her team to get licensed before her, right? So that's a good thing to do. All right. So now what I'm just going to do, any questions so far, guys? Anybody have a question? Okay. Before we go through recruit tracker real quick, and hopefully you guys went in there and made some notes, this will go a lot faster, but the checklist for every state. When people are here, guys, the thing we got to do to get out of the way real quick is what do they need to do in their state, right? So in Florida, we all know they have to register for the course, create their profile, you know, do their questionnaire. You can send them the questionnaire on, I have it on Sign Now, and I have pre-filled all the boxes. I just send it to them and they do it that way. Because people printing it out and scanning it in and all that it's gonna take forever. Now, if they're in the class, I physically give it to them and I tell them to give it back to me that day. And it's always when you got people in the class, come visit them. Come bring them a smoothie, go to McDonald's. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You spend like $4, get them a smoothie, come say hi to them. They want to see you. But this stuff, guys, you know, the fingerprints, we got to do this stuff right away because I can't tell you how many times people pass and I'm trying to get them appointed and the RLC is messaging me. They don't have their profile open. We don't have their fingerprints. And it's like, you know, let's just get all this stuff as fast as we can done. So when they have their pass notice, that's all they need. And in Recruit Tracker, uploading those documents, guys, is so easy. If you come over here and you upload, like, let's see, I know Matt, we did most of the stuff. So click on Matt, right? So questionnaire uploaded, pass notice uploaded, profile, you can't, I don't know why it says reply now because you can't reply there, but I know it's done because I logged in today and I did it for him. So as soon as everything's done, I email the RLC, their solution number, and I say, everything is done for this recruit. What else do we need to get him appointed? Because then they'll be like, oh, okay. And they go, they do check this recruit tracker and they check stuff, but they got a lot of people. So I want to make sure if I send an email that they look at it right away and we get these people appointed. And then we got to monitor people, guys. You know, if they're not online studying, like if they're in the class, like I know this weekend, right? Abdiel, you had Yadiel, Jessica, Abdiel, I'm so excited for you because you got a really, really good group of people. Frank is so good. But they were all in class, right? 2 in Orlando, 2 at our office, you know, and and I already said this to them, but the more people say, the better. The main thing with people in class is in between those classes, guys, they got to be going on Pass Now that week and studying. They have to be studying what they learned because they need to know what they need help with the next weekend. And they need to pass that test Sunday. When people just go to class and they don't get online at all, they're in trouble the next weekend. Chances are they're not going to pass. Like, get on with them, show them the resources, the terms, like before they go to class, like get on there, learn the terms, do all that stuff. Like there's so much they can look at. The manual, the one that Yune pointed out to us is on there. Go over that before you get to class. You're already ahead of the game, but we got to make sure they're studying. And if they're taking the test, they got to be taking practice tests, guys. If people go take a test and they have not been on there taking any they're not passing practice tests, they are not passing the test. I'm telling you right now, 98% of the time, it's not going to happen. So, you know, we got it. And we have to let people know that because some people, I mean, you would think it's common sense. Some people don't get this. This is a state test. This isn't an easy, like, let me just walk in and wing it. And they're wasting their time if they think so. We just got to tell them, you got to get on there and look, tell them, like, go look at their stuff. If you click on their stuff, and then you click on practice test, when you click on this score right here, it tells you what percentages they're getting in the topics, right? So you can help them. You know, you could say, hey, listen, Matt, I mean, you did good in this section, but over here you're struggling. Go on and watch the pre-recorded videos on that section. You know, when they take practice tests, they create focus exams based on what they need help with on the practice test. So we got to just stay on top of people. Let them know you can see they're studying. Like, hey, I was looking at your studying and I noticed you got, you know, even if it's bad, it's 60%. You're trying. That's good, you know, and coach them through it. But we got to help them out. We're teachers. We got to teach them. All right. So now, so that's that. That's kind of all I mean, you guys already pretty much know this stuff, but I just want to let you know, like, basic, like, that's what we got to be doing. And then, so let me just go through real quick. people that I have some questions about and see what is going on. Okay, so like, did Misha get on? Are you there, Mish?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so, you know, for Addison, right? She's online, but so last time she logged in was June 3rd. So I'm gonna click on her, hasn't completed any quizzes, right? She registered June 3rd, so it's only been like 2 days, but I would, you know, be every other day at least, or every day, like, hey, did you have trouble logging in? Like, did you forget your password? Or I noticed you haven't done much. Like, how can I help you? You should already be done with chapter 1 today. You know, and you really just have to stay on top of people like that. And then uploading the documents, getting stuff out of the way, you know, get the fingerprints, let's do the profile. Is she, well, she just came on, so she's still around, right? She's engaged. You there? Misha?
I'm sorry, Jackie, my phone lost signal. Did you ask a question?
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, Addison's still around, right? She just came on board.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
he's
right.
online. I mean, he's still in the business. You're good.
Okay.
But
all
yes,
right.
he is still studying.
Okay, right. So did you hear me? I don't know your phone went out, but just like, you know, following up with them, like, hey, you know, you've been on there for a couple of days. You should be done with chapter 1 and 2 by now. You know, that kind of thing, just to kind of coach them along. Let's get their fingerprints done. You know, all that good stuff. I know you also have here.
Okay.
Let me do it this way. And when you click on that screen or that column, guys, the first license upline, it will load this and it'll put all your people in groups. So like, I don't know why this is taking so long. Hold on. Let me go back. Recruit Tracker likes to act up sometimes. So if I'm, okay, it worked. So like, see Abdiel, like I just clicked the arrow at the top of first license upline, and now it puts everybody's people together. So if I'm like looking at this, like if you're looking at it for your team and you want to, you know, call your teammates, like your leaders, and you're trying to get updates with people, you could do this and you could get like, you know, Misha with like Brandy or whatever. You could do that and you could see her. Now it's first license upline. So the person has to be licensed, but either way, you know, to take control of people. If they got recruited by a new person, you're the leader, right? So like Abdiel, I know. So Abdiel, I saw your note and thank you for making the notes because you've been so good about it. Okay, today, awaiting state response. Perfect. So got that. All right, Amanda, July. So she can't do online, Abdiel?
No, I've had that call with her yesterday. She's leaving on a vacation this week, and the upcoming availability that she has is like by the end of the month. So and I've encouraged about the online, but she's adamant about taking it online. She wants to do it, you know, with in class with like old school, you know.
Gotcha. Okay. And I mean,
yeah, attending like the very beginning. It's either at the end of June or beginning of July, since the new dates have been already released. So yeah, that's where
okay.
we at.
All right. And I mean, yeah, you can only do so much, but I appreciate your notes because then that keeps me updated. I know we got David. He's, man, California, let me tell you guys, California is a pain in the ass. So, okay, so he took practice tests. So is he now done with the videos he had to watch and everything?
Yes, he's done with the videos, but he's basically he has one, the state also requires him getting at different hours for something in California, so he's like 2 hours down, and then he's almost done to get his voucher to get his exam. So hopefully by the end of this week he's all done and ready to test.
Okay, perfect. And with the voucher, guys, I'm a big proponent of and I'm not saying you did, I'm just bringing this point up. Don't mention the voucher up front unless someone says they can't pay for the test. Because when you do mention that, people will take forever to try to get the voucher, and then they'll never take the test. If they can just take the test and get, reimbursed, great. But if they're like, I can't pay for it, then, tell them about the voucher. Frank is awesome. I'm sure you talked to him. I talked to him and Jessica today, and Danielle, and, asked them how the class was, encouraged them to, study this week. I asked them to, hey, did you schedule your test yet? And when I talk to people about the test, guys, I don't say we should get your test scheduled. I assume they've already scheduled it. I'm like, hey, did you schedule your test yet? Right? Usually they'll write back, like, no, not yet. I'm like, oh, we got to get that done today, So work with, Frank and Jessica and Yaniel. So the week after class, they should shoot for reasonable, like Thursday, Friday, if they can, the week after they get out of class, because that'll give them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to study. They can plug into depending if they're in Florida, and I know they all are, they can plug into the Zoom review Tuesday. So, and I'll make those notes in here. So on Tuesday, I remind them, hey, Frank, I know you're testing Thursday. Don't forget, tonight's a Zoom review. Here's the link, So, and if you got to put, reminders on your phone and stuff like that, that works too. But they're really sharp. We just got to make sure that they stay in the study this week. So if you don't see them like by tomorrow or Thursday, having done anything, I would follow up again and be like, hey, remember, you got to get in there. You got to take some quizzes. So you're ready Sunday to pass the test.
Yes, Jackie, I emailed them today the checklist for the paperwork for the steps to follow. So I'm gonna be following with them at least just to get them something, at least the questionnaire and the fingerprints already like out of the way, so we don't have to delay that. Hopefully they can get that done.
Yeah, anything you could do, and especially their tests, because if they have that scheduled, they'll be ready, right? And Primerica, it says it online, they want people to test within 5 days of finishing the course. And I always tell people that because it's fresh in their head, Gerardo, I know what's going on with him. Misha, I know. So since he's in Illinois, he's using Exam FX. So we can't see his studying. So they send us like reports to where we could see what he's doing. That's the only thing about Exam FX. Like when you have people in New York and stuff like that, it's a pain because you can't go in and see what they're doing. But I know what's going on with him. Lewis, so Dean, I know he went, I looked here, he did go this weekend. I checked, he was there June 3rd, right? And then I know he has to be there Sunday to pass the class test. And I sent him the review stuff today, and I just reminded him, hey, there's a review tonight. You should definitely plug in, it'll help you pass the test Sunday. I didn't get a response from him, but just to let you know, I like encouraged him to get on there. So,
He and I are going to be on a call as soon as we're done here.
Okay, perfect. All right. So I'm not sure if he got on, but that would be helpful for him. Carrie, I'm still trying to get a hold of her. That's ours. Tradon, Ethan is ours. Jacob is ours. Perfect. James is registered. Is Jess on? Jess Simpson, are you there? And Johnny, did Johnny get on? All right. All right, Melinda. So I'll just go down to you real quick. All right.
Are you looking for Jessica?
Yeah, is she on? It's for Mike Mobley, Misha.
No,
I don't know if you know.
He's not. Yeah, for Mike Mobley, me or her haven't been able to contact him. I'm really surprised he was on for 22 hours. But yeah, we've been trying to contact him.
Yeah, I mean, it's been like a while since he's logged in. I know he said his phone got lost or something in the ocean, and apparently Jess said she got a hold of him on social media, asked for his number, but he didn't give it to her. So I don't know. I'm gonna probably take him off unless we hear otherwise. So just let me know. All right, Melinda. So you got them registered for June 16th. Melinda, what's going on with Tatiana? You there, Melinda?
Yes. So she responds whenever she wants. Like she'll text me and then stop responding and respond again. And she's like just off and on. So I know she did receive the paper, the email to go take her fingerprints. And then, we've been texting about that, and then she'll stop texting.
Tatiana or
Wait, no,
Tamara?
that's Tamaya. Tatiana?
Yeah, Tatiana Hankerson.
No, she actually messaged me yesterday. She's going to get a refund.
Oh, okay. So anytime someone says that, guys, you just click on their name, this interested thing, click on it, close it out, and it's going to update the report again, and it's going to take them off. So then we'll know, and it's not like they're gone forever. We could get them back on the list, but just so for follow-up purposes, because we want to work with people that are moving. We gotta get people moving, and my goal for the base shop is to get 10 appointed licenses in 1 month, and that's the first goal. And then we need to start jumping up. Obviously, what that's going to depend on is the recruiting numbers. The more recruits we get, the higher our licensing is going to be. We have a very good system. We could do it. I mean, like if everyone got appointed this month, we would have 7 for May. And we had like 30 some recruits, but like, look at Edward's base shop. They're recruiting like almost 200 people. He's at like 20 something licenses. I know we could do that beyond. If we had 200 recruits, oh my God, we would have like 40 licenses. Right. So with how good we all are, but we gotta stay on people. And then, all right. So
Jackie, is Matthew going to be considered May or June? Because he's still in limbo.
Matthew, if he can get, well, tomorrow it's probably going to be June, unless he gets appointed by tomorrow. The 7th. So just so you guys know, the month closes obviously when there's the month closeout, but then they have the closeout for like process business. It's always like a couple days later, which it's June 7th, which is tomorrow. So if people get appointed before then, it will still count for that month. If not, if it's after June 7th or May 7th, it's going to roll to, if they get appointed after June 7th, it's going to roll to June. They're going to be June appointed. So, and where you guys can see that, and this is the last thing I'll go over because we went through everybody, is on Daily Blast, which is right. So down at the bottom, guys, it'll show 2 things I always look at. Well, first of all, a couple things I always look at. How many registrations do we have? How many of those attended and how many completed, right? So if you look at the drop off, 22 were registered, 18 attended, and only 10 completed, right? So the goal is you always want to move people from registering to attending to completing. And there are numbers right there. You can get on Recruit Tracker and you can call them, or you can get on right here and you can see what's going on. And then when their pass notice gets received, it shows down here. So see, we got Shelby, Frank, Kaylee, Alex, Samantha, and Matt. Now, when they're appointed, it shows up here where it says life license. So I know that we're missing, like Matt's not there, Alex isn't there, Kaylee's not there yet, right? So I know they're not appointed yet. So if you're wondering, like, is this person appointed yet? Just look at life license, and if it says their name there, yes. If it's not there and it's down here, they're not appointed yet. If you sent a pass notice and it's not showing up, go here and look and call the RLC. Like, hey, did you get this? I'm not showing it yet, And then the other thing to look at, guys, is just at the top where it says new recruit VBS logged, but they're not showing as a process recruit. Something's up. So like Dernante, I know she's ours, Tatiana. So if you look at probably Recruit Tracker, if it's still up, maybe it'll say why Tatiana is not. Sometimes it's the money. What's happening? Oh, I took her off. Okay. Oh, that's probably why, because she asked for a refund. So, right. And you can always call the RLC, like if they're not processed yet, and don't wait till the end of the month, because that'll hurt you. Like if you're trying to go for a promotion or something and you got the recruits, but you're not paying attention to it, you won't get it because the person's not processed, right? And it could be their IBA money came back, their $25 didn't go through, something like that, but you just got to stay on top of it. So you can fix it, you know? All right, so that's kind of all I had, guys. You know, I just want to do this every week. It'll be quick, you know, especially if everybody's updating their notes, but you know, let's just work together. Let's get these licenses. I'm here to help you, you know that. So, but let's just, you know, take advantage of the Zoom classes. They're good. And especially in Florida, we're blessed to have them, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and they go over different chapters, you know, each day. But we got to hold people's hand. We got to babysit people, you know, we get paid to babysit. We're high paid babysitters. So do you guys have any questions? Anybody before we get off? No? Good. All right, guys. Well, thank you for staying on. And if you need anything this week, definitely let me know. Make those notes so I can see what's going on, and call me if you need anything, okay?
Thank
All
you,
right,
Jackie.
guys.
Thank
Thank you, Jackie.
All right, guys. Thank you. Talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.